what a game. I thought we played exceptionally hard from start to finish. I think sometimes when you're learning how to win with a little bit of a target now, you're learning how to handle some success and positive things being said about you. And then you get a game like this where there's a little bit of rivalry with it. People really care about it. And I think you got a group of guys out there early on that wanted to win so bad that I think we really were tight offensively. And then you combine it with a North Dakota State team that's very well coached that I think is really finding their identity in their team and how Coach Richmond wants them to play. And you could see it in the South Dakota State game. So they came out, like Tyree said, they were really physical. I thought we were bouncing it instead of attacking, so their physicality really allowed them to have a huge impact on us, and we weren't getting the shots that we normally get, and North Dakota State gets a lot of credit for that. What was awesome to see was like bad offense or a lack of offense wasn't hurting our defensive and rebounding mindset. It didn't hurt our team as far as like seeping in and causing problems. Like our guys stayed united. They just kept fighting. They never really relinquished that effort and fight that they had from the start. And as we started getting some breaks and some things offensively started turning, that defensive, the rebounding impact was huge. Like we just, to have a game where we really struggled scoring from two and to still get more points in the paint than them was remarkable. To get them on the glass the way we did was the difference. And then different guys throughout the game just made big-time plays. That tip that Eli made to Amar was huge. It led to I don't know if it was I guess that was a 4-point play or 5-point play. Was that a 3 or a 2 that they counted? I think it ended up being a 2, but it ended up happening, where we got free throws and the ball back and scored again, and we know that was a huge difference in the game. So hard fought, very good team that has a great proud tradition of who they are as a basketball team in North Dakota State, and I'm just really proud of our guys because this was a hard win. We didn't win because we shot it great. We didn't win because everything was easy and perfect. We won because we showed a lot of grit. And it's coming from, obviously Amar, but Eli King is bringing that. Tyree and Acho is bringing that. Everybody is bringing that. And the impact those guys have had on this team, even though Eli doesn't maybe score a ton of points. And then our bench was just fantastic. Like we just had great energy. Guys like Elijah Brooks and, it's just that hasn't been playing right now. Brian Matthews was not playing a lot. Just the energy that they're bringing. The guys are really making this about the team. And, have gratitude, stay humble, and keep working to get better. And these guys are really buying into that.
What are you feeling on the sideline when Morgan misses that free throw and the ball kind of?
Well, yeah, it was all over. And they're and Bowden Skunberg's really good at rebounding free throw misses. He's great at it. So like it's something we talked a lot about was these guys are going to try to really push and get wedged in for offensive rebounds. But yeah, it was a crazy physical game, and sometimes they made the play physically. And I thought as the game went on, I thought we started making some of those physical plays, and I thought that was the difference in the game. Along with, I just think rebounding, I thought we were pretty good most of the game.
You didn't call a timeout. Is that just the way you roll? When you guys got the rebound there?
Yeah, overcoaching for me usually doesn't help a lot. I really trust. I trust Tyree. I trust our team, and I think sometimes when you call a timeout, we kind of knew what we wanted to do, but that circumstance and that situation on a missed free throw and then bringing it down in transition like that, the best thing you can do is attack them in transition, not call them so they can get set up. I've in my years doing it, I've had more success when you have someone out there, guys out there you can trust that they're gonna find a way to make the right play, and boy, they sure did tonight. So, in a game where it wasn't easy, at the end, boy, we had some guys really making some great plays. Coaching's funny. You get a lot of credit when you win. You get a lot of credit when you lose. But at the end of the day, these guys, man, they saw each other through a 6-game losing streak. They never wavered. We never had to deal with stuff from these guys during that time. They didn't get selfish. They didn't point fingers. They didn't put blame on other things. They they didn't roll their eyes on us. They just kept going, and they believed in it. So I trust them, and we trust them. And, it was awesome to see those guys make plays.
This is a big picture question, but do you feel like you turned a corner with the program now? I mean, you've had some struggles the last couple of years, and
I think
now you're
corners
right
anymore are really rounded. I think corners are really rounded, and you just got to go a long ways to get to one, right? I don't think you see. I think we just got to worry about a great off day, and then come back on Monday and have a really good engaged practice and keep the mindset on. Like we haven't figured crap out. If turning a corner means you've figured stuff out, then we haven't turned a corner yet. We just got to keep working to get better, to kind of keep the stuff that's got us here is not boasting and talking about, we've arrived. I just think pounding your chest and doing that's a mistake. And I think humility comes at you quick when you think you've got something figured out. So I don't mean to, I understand what you're asking, but I just think you've always got to have a feeling of we got to win the next day. And so that's kind of our mentality. Great win for our program, no doubt, because, I can't tell you how much respect we have for those guys down in Fargo. For their staff, for their players, and how they play and how they do it. They've been there 9 of the last 11 years in that finals of the Summit League. So, this is a really good win for us. But it's one game of many, and we got to get ready for a really good Omaha team that's coming in Thursday.
How important has Amar been to this winning stretch for you? And was it nice, or what did you think about the fact that he hits the game winner, and then he comes up here and he says, "I've never hit a game winner before"?
Oh yeah, awesome. Yeah, well, Amar doesn't do anything. He doesn't just get catches in the post and go to work to score. Everything he does, he has to really work for. A lot of his offense comes from offensive rebounds. A lot of his offense comes from dump off, where he's not always just getting touches, right? The work he puts in, he's so willing to go out and do all the hard things all the time, and almost relish in it, right? And what Tyree and what Eli King and what Amar brought, just from experience and just some toughness, they've really helped their program more than just scoring points and getting rebounds. They got a great mentality they brought. And with the guys we have returning, the Brady Danielsons of the world, that kind of has that same grit to them, I think it's really rubbed off on guys like T and BJ. And you see BJ doing a lot of hard things and attacking and, putting his body out there a lot more, and Trace and ditto. And I just think those guys have really meant a lot to our program. And we just got to keep building. But he's a fun kid to coach. He's just so willing to play hurt. He's so willing to play with an injury. I don't think he's been healthy for 6 weeks, but he's getting double-doubles and just doing an awesome job.
How do you find a kid like that? Because
Coach
everybody
Stevens,
wants.
Coach Stevens saw him in a JUCO tournament. We didn't know a lot about him going into the JUCO tournament that Coach Stevens went to. But he after the first time he saw him, he texted me and said, "I love this kid. I just love him." And when you look at his stats, he was one of the top offensive rebounds in Division I junior college. So we were looking for rebounding. We really felt like when you look at what we added, Eli King's a terrific guard rebounder. Tyree Inacho had 9 rebounds tonight. And then you add Amar. We've really developed into a really good rebounding team, and those 3 guys have had a huge impact on that.
What do you make college basketball? You don't like something, you go out and find guys?
Yeah, well, yeah, and he's a JUCO guy that he just, yeah. It was definitely a need we needed to fill. It was a need we needed to fill from where we were last year to where we are now.
This game means a ton to the community. What do you make of the atmosphere of the game today?
The crowd was awesome tonight. They were awesome for the women's game, and I was so happy that they could sustain it all the way through the end of our game, because this was a hard one. We needed them all 40-plus minutes, right? And it was fun to see them continue to fight with us when it wasn't easy offensively. They were so waiting for us to go nuts on offense, because it would have got just, every time we scored, it was getting nasty. But it was fun when we were getting stops and making hustle plays and 50-50 plays. They were getting excited about that too. So got a huge weekend coming up, and I think these guys are, I enjoy watching our team play on the sideline. I think these guys are a lot of fun to watch. They really leave it out there for each other. And I just hope we can kind of keep that momentum going, because we've had great crowds here. Early in the season we had really good crowds here, so it's just fun to see the excitement for them.